Hello, 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 beautiful unicorns. Yana Kasperczak coming to you live from Ontario of Canada. And as your certified professional performance and spiritual awakening core energy coach, it has been my soul's purpose to help women, to help you get your shit together so you can break free from the mental prison that you find yourself in and build a business and a life that you're not only proud of, but excited to wake up to every single day. And show up for yourself and show up for your business. Stop procrastinating. Stop self-sabotaging. Stop the negative talk, the negative self-talk. Stop doubting yourself and your abilities. And be present. Learn to love your life and your business and yourself. And on Mondays, I love to do card readings for everyone in this community, which is Heal the Unicorn, emotional healing and spiritual growth for women. So if you're listening to this video, to this podcast on a different platform, then come and join the group and check out and see if this is the community you have been looking for or searching for. And if not, no hard feelings whatsoever. Keep looking for your home. Keep looking for your tribe where you feel like you are at home. So today's card reading I'm going to do once again with my favorite deck, which is the Witch's Wisdom, as if they never fail. Witches are the best, aren't they? Some of you might refer to yourself as witches. And back in the day, it was a really bad word. Nowadays, depending on who you ask, right? Because there are a few people who are still uncomfortable with it, whereas the majority is not. So one card already fell out, as it decides this is what you're going to be reading today, and I will do 3 cards today. Let's do it in this way. So that is let's do 3 cards. So that's the past, this is the present, which is manifestation, and the future. Very nice cards, very interesting. So let me show them to you so you can see what they are, and then we will go from there. Let me just move this pretty green plant out of the way a little bit, so I have a little bit more space here. Okay, so this is the past. Scrying Mirror, shadow. This is where you're going to be doing a lot of shadow work. You have been doing a lot of shadow work in your past, and your past is still in a way connected to your present, and it always will be. You can't run away from it. There's always going to be things that you don't want to do, but you gotta do them, because that is what biggest part of life. Doing things that we don't want to do, and at the same time getting to do things that we do want to do. Let me mute my computer so it's not making noises in the background. Okay, so that's the past. The present is spell, manifestation, and I'll go into the actual card reading from the book. But this one here, what I would say when it comes to doing spell work, when it comes to manifestation, is in order for all of us human beings to really understand the power of manifestation, one needs to do a lot of personal development and personal growth type of work. You need to become someone different, because who you are today is not what is manifesting the things that you actually want. It's manifesting the things that you are unconsciously. So understanding who you are, how you speak, how you think, how you interact with the world starts within. Manifestation is not an external thing, it's an internal thing. You can do all these different spells, you can do all different types of burn ceremonies, you can do all different meditations, you can attend all those different events, but if the inside of you is not changing, then the external world is not going to be changing. And the biggest part, and I was saying this to my kids as well, that asking my son, what do you think, or what do you believe is the most important part of casting a spell, of doing a spell. It's not the wand, it's not the tools, it's none of those. It's the actual spell. It's the actual words that are being used. But what's more important than the actual words is the emotion behind them, is the intention behind the words. Because you can say all these different words, you can say all the right things, but if you don't actually believe them, or more so, if you don't actually know that it's going to happen, because this goes beyond believing, is if you don't actually know that you're going to get it, you're not going to get it. So that's the present, okay? I know a lot of you are in this stage right now. And the future is wand, intention. What we were just talking about. And then you can go into the actual tools and directing your energy to specific thing that you want. But in order for you to get there, you got to get your shit together and start breaking free from that mental prison that you find yourself in. We all find ourselves in a mental prison. And for some of us in this group, for some of you in this group, you might find yourself in a mental prison for days or for weeks. But when you start to notice that you are no longer in a prison, is that you are no longer emotionally charged and you feel lighter. You feel a sense of fulfillment, even if you are not doing much with your days. You still feel fulfilled because it's an internal job. Okay, now let's go into the first one, scrying. I just saw it. So Scrying Mirror. Let me move this a little bit so I can get a little closer to you guys. And I just realized that this thing actually turns this way as well. I'm like, ooh, this is awesome. I guess they thought of everything. Scrying mirror, 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 give me sight. Show me shadows through the light. Accept I shall this power in me of pure divine duality. This magic is worked with harm to none. So mote it be. There, it is done. Which is wisdom. Through the scrying mirror lives a power that you have been avoiding. Focusing only on the qualities of light can only serve half of who you are. In other words, focusing just on the positives is not going to get you to where you want to get to. You got to focus on the negatives. You got to become aware of those negative, of those shadow parts of yourself. Bring them up from your subconscious to your conscious. Bring them up. Become conscious and aware of them. And not in the ways of beating yourself up and punishing for them, yourself for them, and shaming yourself and blaming yourself. It's as if you just become aware of something that you haven't been aware of, and tackling it as if you were a child that just was given a new toy, and you're figuring out how to play with this toy, how to understand this toy, how to interact with this toy. And then if you like it, you learn from it, from that negativity, from the shadow of yourself, because you will actually like those parts. Those shadows that are you are so valuable that I can't even begin to tell you how much fun you can have with them, and understanding yourself and see that they are the ones that are helping you to become the version of yourself that you have been dreaming of, and not even aware of how deeply this dream of who you are working towards becoming goes. Some of you might have heard that our traumas is what makes us stronger, and that's not true. Our traumas don't make us stronger. Our traumas, they hurt us. Our traumas, they traumatize us. Our traumas keep us locked in our mental prison. But what does make us stronger is uncovering those traumas, healing them, and growing through them and understanding them and making them our tools. The trauma itself does not make us stronger. It's what we do with it. That's what does. And I know a lot of you are avoiding dealing with your traumas because it's scary, it's uncomfortable, and the biggest fear that you experience with dealing with your traumas, that's why you find yourself avoiding and procrastinating dealing with them, is because you're terrified of who you're going to be on the other side of overcoming your trauma. So, because this is a lot of your fears, this was one of my biggest fears, and I became conscious of that fear, I decided that what I was going to do is I was going to become more aware of who I want to be on the other side. Instead of being scared of who I might become, why don't I choose that for myself? So if that is one of your fears, figure out who you want to be on the other side, and you won't be so scared anymore. This is one of the things that I do with my clients. Help them identify who they want to be in all parts of their life. And it's so much funner to do it with someone than to do it by yourself. So focusing only on the qualities of light can only serve half of who you are. And you want to get to know your whole self and not half of yourself. You don't want to continue to procrastinate and avoid getting to know yourself until it's too late, until you realize, wow, I wasted so much of my life avoiding getting to know myself for some fear that doesn't even exist. If you take that fear outside of your body, it doesn't exist. It only exists within your body. So it's not to say that that fear is not real. It is real and it feels very real because everything you feel is in you. But if you take it outside of you, it doesn't exist. But everybody is carrying those fears. That is the programming that we all received, because that's what helps to control the masses. Fear. It's like Monsters, Inc. Real life. There is no point in denying the part of you that you are refusing to see when shadow shows up. You can't run away from your shadow. You can't. And the only time you do is when there's darkness. Just think of when you're out and about, you're walking around, and it's sunny outside. You're going to see your shadow. Keep running from it. Keep running. And it will still stay there. You're supposed to get comfortable in your discomforts. And your discomforts are in your shadow. And they go deep. They go really deep. And the only time that you don't see your shadow is when it's dark. When it feels safe, when it feels comfortable, but it doesn't. It's just familiar when you stay in that darkness, right? So there's nothing to fear, for this is part of who you are. The light cannot exist without the dark, and when recognized, completes the duality of light and dark, goddess and God within you. You won't feel complete until you accept your shadow self and allow her to exist and stop denying her existence, because she will always be there. And if you're dreaming of never ever dealing with your shadow self as if she's just going to disappear, I don't think it'll ever happen. But a more realistic dream is that you will get comfortable seeing your shadow self. It's like thinking that you'll never gonna get mad, never gonna get angry again, never get irritated again. It's not realistic. It's part of human existence. So the goal, the dream, is to become comfortable in the uncomfortable, to recognize that that shadow is coming up, whatever that shadow is, and welcome her in and say, hello, darkness, my old friend. How are you doing? Let's sit together. Let's hang out. Let's get to know each other a little bit more. And that is self-mastery. That is how you become free. and you are no longer imprisoned in your mind by accepting all parts of yourself and not denying any part of yourself. Where were we? Learn its ways and its vulnerabilities until you recognize and understand this alternative power that resides within you. There's power to your dark side. There's so many secrets trapped in your dark side and your shadow that it's going to empower you in ways that you can't even imagine. It takes great skill to observe it and to know when and what to take from it when the situation arises. Shadows cannot exist without the light, and from the shadows come the light. By knowing yourself fully in this way, you strengthen your energy and increase your personal power. You become whole. You become complete. And which is foresight. You are using only half of your true potential. Understand the importance of duality in all you do. Knowing yourself fully will enhance your magical work. Something is being hidden from you, and you're hiding it from yourself. That's in your shadow self. Open your eyes, and you will see. A scrying mirror revealed. The magic mirror is a powerful scrying tool used to act as a portal to other planes of existence. Parallel lives, past lives, your subconscious mind, and your shadow side, made of obsidian, which is a natural volcanic glass, and placed in a mirror with a silver backing. Its attributes are used for enhanced psychic vision, blocking negative energy and protection. So that's what you can do if you want to enhance your magic work. Then gather those tools, put them all together, and make sure that your intention and your energy is there in a way that you feel comfortable and safe with. I see. Okay, let me open up. Come on, there we go. Okay, because I see there are comments as well. Good morning, Rebecca. Nothing is showing up on my phone again. I appreciate the phone. It's great when it's great. Good morning. Am I late? No, you're not late. You're perfectly on time. I think there was maybe 5 minutes that you missed in the beginning. Live, preach to certain. Oh, thank you. Knowing all this now, I wish I could go back in time. If you could go back in time, what would you change? And following that question, the things that you would change, what do you think would be different about your life and about every part of your life that you might you would appreciate and love, and yet some things that you wish you could go back and change again? And I'm asking this because the goal in life, and in the goal with what I believe all of us are meant to be doing in this life, in the self-mastery department, is to be perfectly content with everything we have gone through in our life and who we are today, and not think or want to go back, because we know everything that we have gone through has brought us to become this person that we are today, and we wouldn't want to change it for the world. That yes, there are parts that we wish they were different, but at the same time, we don't wish them to be different. We wish for ourselves to be different, for ourselves to see them differently. And that's within our reach. That's within our control, because we can change our perception. We can't go back and change things, and wishing for it is just never going to happen. but having it now is very possible because it's all in the mind of the beholder. Rebecca says, also freedom comes from releasing the story and understanding how and why we are reacting to the theory we have composed in our mind because we have made it true. Yeah, and that's what creates that prison in our minds. It's all those stories that we carry, all those interpretations, all of those assumptions, all of those theories, as you said, that we have created with our subconscious mind when we weren't fully conscious, when we weren't fully aware of us even creating it. And now we're just living through it. And how do I put it? It's like not just living through it, but it's replaying itself unconsciously. And then we wake up and it's like, oh, what did I just do? Right? Why did I behave that way? Why did I react that way? Why was I even thinking in that way of, or that pattern of thinking that doesn't serve me? But that's the power. The power is in the conscious. When we become conscious of it, then we can do something about it. Otherwise, if we're not, nothing is going to change. It's going to stay the same. And then Rebecca says, it makes me sad to realize how I have created hurt that didn't have to happen if I knew how to speak my truth. In order for us to learn how to speak our truth, we need to experience the opposite. We need to experience what it actually feels like not speaking our truth. So when we finally speak our truth, we would never ever go back and hold our truth back. And if you spoke the truth at one point of your life, you did, and then you needed to learn and experience the other. This is the duality as well, the yin and yang. In order for us to understand what it's like for us to speak our truth, we experienced that once in our life, and then we lost that, and then now we have the power to get it back. We need to experience both to really recognize, what do we really want? None of us can really fully live and experience life having to only experience good or only experience bad. It always goes hand in hand, where the good and the bad come together, the light and the dark. It's just how we are interpreting it. And not every truth needs to be spoken. Even though we think that we need to speak our mind and say everything we want to say all the time, but we don't. And that comes from experience and wisdom. And wisdom comes from experience, right? Having to live and experience it. In order for us to really know what and appreciate health, we need to experience feeling unhealthy. That's just how reality works for all of us. In order for us to really know and understand what happiness is, we need to experience unhappiness. In order for us to know what a perfect relationship is, we need to experience the unperfect or imperfect relationships to know what a perfect one is. And understand that perfection itself doesn't even exist. It's in the mind. We create it ourselves. We need to experience both. In order for us to even experience a fit, nice and sexy body, we need to experience the opposite of what it's like not to have that, to then come to a realization consciously that this is what kind of body I want, but in order for me to have that body, this is what kind of lifestyle I need to live. And then you move towards, this is the kind of lifestyle I choose to live, which basically will give you the body that you want. And if you want to live this type of a lifestyle, then it comes with that body. And then figuring out, what do you want? How do you want to actually live your life? Pick your lifestyle, and then you will have the rewards with that lifestyle. If you don't like the rewards, change your lifestyle. And if you don't want to change your lifestyle, well, then the rewards will stay within the same lifestyle. So you can't expect to be a couch potato and be completely ripped and tight and all muscular. It doesn't work like that. Ask any of those people who have the body that you want. What is their lifestyle? What do they do every single day, every week, with every little part? And you would see if you actually want to have that body or not. And it's not just that one way. There's many other ways. And you get to figure out, what do you actually want? Because it's not just about the destination. Destination is just a reward that continues to move further and further away. It's like an invisible carrot that you keep chasing and chasing, and you'll never actually reach it. It's, what do you want to do every single day that you would love and enjoy doing every single day, that is called the lifestyle? That is the journey itself. That is your life. So how do you want to live your life every single day that you would love and enjoy doing? And then do that. You know, some people, they say, oh, I would love to renovate my whole entire house. I would love renovating. I would really enjoy it. And then when the, when the time comes, push comes to shove, they don't like it. They don't enjoy it. It's not for everyone. It's some fantasy that they have created in their mind that they would love to do that. But the reality is they're absolutely not going to love to do that. They just want things done, enjoy the end result, but not actually do it. And in order for those people to find out if that's for them or not, is they gotta try and see if it's for you or not. I enjoy renovations. Yeah, there are times or days where I just don't want to do it because I need a break as well. It's physically and mentally and emotionally demanding. But to me, it has also become one of my most powerful tools for self-mastery. For you, a tool for self-mastery might be something entirely different. For some of you, it might be raising your kids. For some of you, it might be decluttering and organizing your house and other people's houses. Like, the list can go on. But for me, that's one of those tools that helps me to become a better version of myself. And I enjoy it for the most part. Okay, so that was the past. Now let's go into the present. And the present is spell manifestation. So we are in SP spell. Here we go. That's literally the next card. So, spell and manifestation. And before I go there, Rebecca says it's a hammer hitting a nail. Yeah, that's true. 6 years ago, I didn't even know what a boundary was. Because you're learning every single day. Each and every one of us is learning, and also learning more about boundaries. The moment that we think that we set all the boundaries in place, guess what's going to happen? We'll have more opportunities to set more boundaries, or better boundaries, or healthier boundaries. We're learning as we go. None of us are born knowing everything. And those people who you see that they have their shit together, that they're, seem to be lucky, that they are high vibrational type of people, they have been through hell and back. They have mastered themselves and continue to master themselves, because that is something that we continue to do throughout our whole entire life, mastering ourselves over and over and over again, because there's always going to be new opportunities for us to become better. That's the fun of life as well. So making space for that, instead of saying, I don't have time for that, I don't have the energy for that. If you say you don't have time for that, you don't have the energy for that, guess what? You're right. And you won't. And you'll stay stuck. But if you allow yourself to be yourself and create that time, and allow yourself that time, that if today you're feeling a lot of things, guess what that means? That means you need to create the time for yourself today to work on the things that you say you don't have time to work on today, and do those things today. Not tomorrow, not the after tomorrow, but today. How much time? Well, that's up to you. Start with 5 minutes. Maybe afterwards you'll create more time, and you will find time. Time won't find you. You have to find the time. You have to allow yourself to use your time in the way that you want to use your time, and not feel like you're not in control of your time. Because that is just another message in the program that you have received throughout your life, that your time is not yours. And you have to give it to everyone else and not have much left for yourself. Pay attention to that programming of time. Okay, let's get on with it, with spell manifestation. Make a wish or cast a spell. Your magic works so very well. Be sure to keep the threefold law. Gifts will abound all the more. This magic is worked with harm to none, so more to be. There, it is done. Which is wisdom. This is a good time for you to work spells, for magic abounds. Your manifestation abilities are heightened, and that magical energy turns through all that you put your focus on. Your gift at this moment is time. Your gift at this moment is time to bring about what you desire, as strong as is your understanding of the elements, herbs, and candle magic. But remember to be careful what you wish for, as you could be blind to any unseen factors if the action you take is not for the highest good. Manifestation asks you to heed the threefold law and to remember that whatever you send out comes back. Be transparent about your wishes and take into consideration any consequences that may occur. Live accordingly in harmony with a level of consciousness that will harm none, and be aware of the thoughts and words at every moment. Master this, and you will be in position to receive all that you ask for. So what I would add to this, because I know a lot of it we covered with the first card reading, is whatever you are trying to manifest, whatever spell work you're doing, whatever you're calling in, leave the space with, I would love this, or something even better. And what's meant to be mine, allow it to be mine. And not be so tight and rigid and specific in what exactly you want, because if you review your past, this is the greatest teacher. Our past is the greatest teacher, where you will see there were many things that you wanted, and you manifested them in exact ways that you wanted them, only to find out that is not what you wanted. That is not how you wanted it. And that's why it's important to leave space for, it's this or something even better. And allow it to be. Trust that it will be. And not just be stuck, oh, I want this. Like, for example, if I want this house right here, it's not just that house. What if it's not meant to be yours? And you're meant to have something better, but you are closing the doors to all the other houses, only being stuck on this one. And this is the one I want. This is the one I want. But what if there's something better for you that's meant to be yours? So if this is meant to be mine, then allow it to be. And if it's meant to be something better, then allow that to be. Which is foresight. You have the Midas touch right now. Remember to use clarity when visualizing your desires, but don't get stuck on them. Use positive affirmations to ensure the outcome you wish for. Intention behind. Just saying affirmations doesn't actually fully work. The emotion behind the affirmations and the intention behind affirmations. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Your spells are working. Study and follow the threefold law. Spell revealed. When you create a magical spell with your intent and desires and goals, you need to be aware of the outcome. Maybe spend some time to see and feel and sense what the outcome would be. And then decide if you actually want to go in that direction or not at all. Like the example I was using with renovations. Some people They're seeing somebody else renovating and doing this and finishing that, and they want that for themselves, but they wouldn't even enjoy the process. So if you wouldn't enjoy the process, then why wish that upon yourself? Right? Your thoughts, actions, words, and deeds, as spoken or direct, need to be for the good of all, including you. Use powers of concentration, tools, and herbs to invoke magical effect. That's the present, okay? If it feels uncomfortable hearing this, then that means this is for you. Whenever you feel uncomfortable, that is actually your body inviting you into, this is what we're doing next. And that's why it might feel uncomfortable. If it's doing the shadow work, then that's where you start. Wand, intention. All go hand in hand. Let's go to the wand. And come on. Watchtower. Quite a few watchtowers. I know we read some of them. Here we go. Wand. This is the first time I'm reading this one. These two I've already come across, but the wand and intention, this is the new one. So I feel like this is going to be a new one for you guys. Actually, I know, because all these card readings I've done here, and this is going to be a new one for everyone. And that's the future, new future that you haven't experienced yet. So, wand, intention. A wand's no use to them or thee if the witches can't really see. Intention sets the outcome true. Power enhanced will come to you. This magic is worked with harm to none, so mote it be. There it is done. Which means, if you can't see, then don't use the wand. You must see it first, understand it first. Intentions, seeing, feeling, being ready, and then you bust out the wand, the extra tool. And you don't actually need a wand. Your fingers themselves, they're wands. You transmit a lot of power with your finger. So, use your finger. If you need me, you can even put, I know somewhere here I have, I'll show you one of the tools I used to use for a bit. This is my kids' little like witch's finger. So I would put this on and you feel fancy, like you have fancy, right? I think this one is actually glow in the dark, or was glow in the dark. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But using something like that, there's a wand. A wand does not have to be an actual wand. It could be anything that helps you to feel recharged and energized, and like you are using a tool. So there's a tool that you can use. You can even use it to read if you want. And it feels like a longer finger. So a wand is really just an extension of your finger. That's what a wand is. Extension of your energy and pointing, using it something to point. And of course, it would be better if it wasn't plastic. It would be better if it was wood or something natural. And when it comes to metal, there's certain metals that are not meant to be used in magic. Also, if you have a table that you have all of your tools on, you gotta make sure that, and you're using for magic and for spells, you gotta make sure there's specific metals that are not supposed to be there, like conductive metals. So look into that as well. Which is wisdom. You're making things too difficult. Instead of looking at what everyone else is doing, hone your own talents. There's no point in comparing yourself to others and worrying what you aren't as good. You do you. Stop trying to be someone else. You gotta be yourself. Focus on yourself. Focus on what you have achieved, what you have done, and not what somebody else has achieved and done. The path you walk is yours alone. The intention in your heart and mind lead the way. Wave your wand and allow the magic to unveil the criticism that cloaks your senses. That negative talk, self-doubt, the worrying, the fears, they're coming from your own self-judgments. Let magic shower over you and see through the eyes of the wisdom keeper. The ability to concentrate fully on your intention without interruption is the single most important faculty a witch can achieve in order to assume the intended magical outcome. As I was saying in the beginning, before I even started the card reading, that the biggest power of the witch and what creates the magic spells is the intention. It's the energy. It's the focus of the energy and the feeling, the emotional state, and not just the spell itself, not just the words. Because even if you say all the right words and the energy and the emotion is not there, it's not going to work in the way that you're hoping it would. The ability, this one I already read, intended magical outcome, practice this art so that can use your wand with the utmost clear intention and focused concentration. By doing so, you will eventually find that most of your magical work is completed before you even begin. The preparation of magical work, that's where a lot of magic actually happens. We get ready in the process of getting ready. And if you feel like you're not ready, start doing whatever it is that you're trying to get ready for, and you will become ready. You will grow into whatever person you need to become in order for you to have the things that you want to have, which is foresight. Decide what it is you really want. Make your intentions clear. Focus on your visions. Practice concentration. Make a decision and focus on the outcome you desire. Craft your own wand. Use intentions with harm to none. Beware of the intentions of others. And focus on your own intention. Don't focus on other people's intentions, because you're shifting the focus on someone else. You got to focus on yourself. Focus on your own intention. Focus on what is in front of you. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on your own goals and dreams and not somebody else's. Wands are used to create magic. Cast a circle and pointing and directing energy, and are also used for healing and spells. It is the tool of the direction of east and the element of air. Wands are usually made from magical oak, ash, blackthorn, hazel, birch, and yew trees. They can also be made from various metals such as copper, set with crystals, and decorated with magical symbols or crystals. So that's why I said this one right here is plastic. It's human made. It's not made by me. So that's one of the reasons why I have stopped using it eons ago. But it was fun while it lasted. So which means that this was a great tool for me to get started, to get comfortable in the uncomfortable. And I have my own wands that I've created, and a wand is just, it can be as simple or as complicated as you want it to be. So create your own if you haven't already. And you don't need to go and create something fancy. It just needs to feel right for you. And decorate it with metals such as copper, crystals, and decorate it with symbols. You can put symbols, you can carve out symbols on it. And when it comes to the wood, wands are made from magical oak, ash, blackthorn, hazel, birch, and yew trees. Yew is Y-E-W. I'm reading it backwards. So that is all. That's all that I have for the card reading for you guys for today. Once again, this was the past, which is Scrying Mirror, shadow, doing shadow work, embracing all your sides, all parts of you. Spell, manifestation, was the present, and the future is want, intention. A path to help you get your shit together and manifest the things that you actually want and are meant to be for you and for the highest good of everyone. And the last comment, Rebecca says, I just realized that no one knows me and will ever know me, including myself. I will never know myself fully and completely. Yes. And that truth can feel some days heavy and lonely, while other days, that is the truth, that is the reality, and we must accept it and appreciate that. That we're looking at it in this way. Because I know there were moments where I felt hurt by this truth, and I realized that that's the funnest part of the journey. That I will get to know myself to the best of my ability, and it's something that I would enjoy doing for the rest of my life. Getting to know myself in all these new, unique ways as I continue to grow and evolve. And other people hopefully will be doing that for themselves. Then we continue to become the best versions, not just for ourselves, but for others in our life as well. So thank you, Rebecca, for being on here live with me and interacting with me. And thank you, everybody who hopped on and hopefully rewatching this later. And those of you who are watching on replay, or you are the silent watchers. Hello. Until we see each other either next Monday at 11:30 a.m. ish for another live card reading, or perhaps we will see each other tomorrow at the Sacred Circle at 10 a.m. or on my personal page at 11:45 ish a.m. for story time with myself, Yana Kasperczak, on my personal Facebook page. Rebecca says, great reading. Thank you. You're welcome. And thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed the reading, and hopefully it has helped you to bring a couple of more things to your conscious awareness and gives you the steps, and you gave yourself the steps of what you're going to do to work through those awarenesses, to help those awarenesses become you, and so you don't forget them. But other than that, until we see each other next time, thank you, everybody. Have an amazing the rest of your day. Bye.